I've been putting off two things that are hindering the success of my capsule wardrobe, and that's making the green shirt I was going to make last month and fixing my princess seam bodice pattern so it actually fits. So today I rifled through my fabric stash to find the green fabric that I can use to make this shirt out of and my mock-up fabric so I can actually make a mock-up. So today I'm making the first shirt in my capsule wardrobe. It's going to be a green shirt with princess seams. I made several alterations to my princess seam pattern. I altered the curve of the princess seam that goes across the apex of the bust to make it fit me a little bit better. I also lowered the apex of the bust about 2 inches. This also raised the neckline and shoulder seam. And I also extended the shoulders on the back yoke just to give myself a little extra ease to work with. Then I cut out my new princess seam pattern. I pinned my pattern to my mock-up fabric and cut out just as many pieces as I would need to make a bodice. And then I sewed all of my mock-up pieces together to make a princess seam bodice. These curves just fit so much better now, and I'm actually excited to use this pattern to make my first shirt for my capsule wardrobe. It's just a touch too baggy, so I'm going to take out the E's on the sides, and there's a little extra room in these shoulders, so I'm just going to use the original back yoke I made that doesn't have that extra inch on it, and I think those alterations will be perfect. I took out all the E's on the side, and this is so much more snug on my waist. It fits me so much better. It actually feels tailored. I'm still very happy with this princess seam curve. That's what I need it to look like. And I did take out some of this excess fabric in the shoulder and under the armpit because it was puckering a little too much. And I also trimmed up that center line seam. And this is just perfect. And now I can actually use this pattern and know that it's gonna work well, and know that whatever I make is gonna look good on me and fit well and feel good. Now I just need to transfer these changes to my pattern. Getting the pattern fixed, making those alterations and making this pattern actually fit me, I think was the hardest part of this project. So I think it's gonna be a little bit smoother sailing from here. When you buy fabric from a thrift store, you always risk not knowing the fiber content of your fabric. That's why I was very pleasantly surprised that my fabric could take the full heat of my iron, meaning this green fabric is 100% cotton. I was expecting it to be a poly cotton blend, so I'm really happy that this is 100% cotton, and I think it's going to be a lot more comfortable to wear knowing that it's a natural fiber. Then I folded my fabric in half and overlaid my pattern pieces. I pinned all of my pattern pieces to my fabric, 2 layers thick, except for the back yoke, which I laid along the fold line. And cut out all of my princess seams, making sure I added seam allowance. I've only been able to get in here for 2 days of the entire month of July and work on sewing this shirt together, and it's been really frustrating. It's been exhausting, but now that it's August, I actually have 3 days all to myself. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do with those 3 days, and I want to sew this shirt together. I want to spend my 3 days off sewing this green shirt together for my capsule wardrobe. Hey, Kojao. How you doing today, bud? Is that how you're gonna be today? Yeah, me too. Kojao! Stop it! Don't eat my rug! This is the happiest I've been with my princess seam bodice pattern so far. I do need to figure out how to get some of this excess fabric out of the armpit. I'm not liking that, but I have an idea, but I don't know if I'm gonna execute it well or not right now because I'm too hungry for that. I also don't even know if it's lunchtime. I don't know what time it is because I don't bring a clock or my phone into my sewing room while I'm working because it's a distraction that I don't need. But that means I don't even know what time it is or if it's lunchtime or not. But so I'm gonna go eat, and then when I come back, I'm gonna think about how to fix this. I'm gonna think about what buttons to use because I'm gonna use buttons. And I'm also gonna think about if I like this sleeve length, if I wanna put elastic in it, if I wanna leave it wide. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these sleeves yet. Also, there's a really nasty storm outside and we have bad power out here. So our power might go out. So if that happens, I'm just gonna spend the rest of the day thinking about what to do. Buttons have been picked out. These gorgeous little golden black and white cameos, I've been holding on to these forever because I've just never made anything that I felt like these were perfect for. But this shirt, with it being just this gorgeous green color, I think will look really nice with these. And I have just enough buttons to make it work, so I think, why not? Why not use these gorgeous buttons, cameo buttons for my shirt? I have also determined that what I thought was a fit issue, bunching up under my armpits, might not be a fit issue, because after I went and like adjusted my bra straps and it fit a lot better after doing that. So I feel like I need to get this shirt sewn together. I need to finish it. I need to get the buttons on. I need to get a collar on it, and then I need to see how it fits after doing all that with maybe a few different types of bras to see what fits the best. Unfortunately, I have made this mistake before, so fortunately I know how to fix it. Take a wet rag that you don't care about, put on your ironing board. Rub your iron back and forth across it with a low heat. You don't want it to cool off completely, but you don't want it to be too hot. And then it cleans your iron and you don't have that nasty interfacing stuck to it. So, pro tip from somebody who's made this mistake before. I've already made 3 mistakes today, but this button placket is turning out decently regardless. I did make one little pin here at the underbust. I want to start my buttons here and I'll go up and down from this spot, but I want to make sure there's a button right here so that it fits the best that it possibly can. This is the best button placket I've made ever, hands down. I did so well with this button placket and I'm loving it. I'm just loving it so much. I've been holding onto these buttons since probably around 2015. They're probably almost 10 years old, and I just never used them on anything because they were expensive. And I have that problem for a long time where if something was expensive, like materials or buttons or fabric, I didn't want to use it. But then, Kojo, please stop. Whatever you're doing, please stop, buddy. Then I read an article online about this girl who bought this fabric, and it was a really expensive fabric, and she wanted to make a dress out of it. And then she got home and decided that the fabric was too expensive to make the dress out of. So she went and bought a cheaper fabric, made the dress out of it, never wore it, and then 10 years later she went back to that expensive fabric and realized it had been sitting on her shelf for 10 years and it had been exposed to the light, and she got a light bar on her fabric and it totally sun bleached her fabric and it was ruined. And ever since I've read that, I've just thought, well, I would have rather had that dress made out of the expensive fabric than to not worn the dress out of the cheap fabric and let the good fabric go to waste. So I'm trying to channel that energy. I'm trying to use my expensive buttons, and I think it paid off. I really, really love this look. Like, this is just so classy. Sweetie, I love you. Mwah. Mwah. Love my coach. What are you doing? Quit whapping me in the face with your tail. Maybe I should make a mock-up first. That actually looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I had to get creative with my fabric scraps for cutting out the pieces for my collar, but fortunately I had enough of my green fabric left over to make this collar. I ended up with 4 pieces of each of my 2 pattern pieces, and I had to piece my collar down the back. Excuse me. I also used interfacing to line both the collar stand and the lapel. Working with the lapel first, I sewed it with my sewing machine, flipped it inside out with my iron, and then lined it up with the edge of the collar stand. Then I attached that half of my collar stand to my neckline. Then I placed the inside half of my collar stand on top of my full collar right sides all together and sewed everything in place. Then I took a bit of finagling with my iron to get the collar to flip right side out properly. That is a beautiful collar. I really did so much better than I thought this was gonna come out. I screwed up a million times while I was sewing this collar on. Like, I had to repin it like 3 times, and I kept getting like thread caught or the fabric caught, and I had to like stitch rip it and re-sew it. And it doesn't look like I had to do all that. Like, this came out really, really beautifully. I gotta show you the back of it too. The back is really pretty too. Look at that! Look how cute that is, that little like chevron-y shape. I'm so happy with the way this collar came out, and it's okay that I'm not going to be able to finish this today because like I took my time today to make sure this collar came out well, and it did. There's no distractions today. My phone is off. It's downstairs. I will not be turning my phone on until I finish my shirt today. And I'm comfy. I'm in my PJs. My pajamas are not coming off until I have a shirt to get dressed with today. So come hell or high water, I will be finishing my green shirt today. Well, that looks really awful. So I'm gonna have to unpick it and do something else. It doesn't look the best, but it also is passable. I've been filming my outro for like over 20 minutes now, and the power just went out, which just crashed my camera and ruined everything I've filmed so far. And I thought today maybe the power wouldn't go out because it wasn't storming as bad as last weekend, and the power didn't go out last weekend. But at this collar. Look at these buttons. This is so cute. I love the way this shirt came out, and it's so much different than what I originally had planned for it, but I feel like it fits even better in with my capsule wardrobe than I thought it would. I really don't understand why I made so many mistakes while constructing this shirt, but it was worth it. Like, it was worth pushing through. It was worth doing all the basting stitches. It was worth unpicking and redoing all the seams because I think it really shows the like construction and the attention to detail, and really trying to make this shirt look good, I think really shows in the final product. So yeah, I like the way this came out, and I am more than happy to put it in my capsule wardrobe. And if you guys want to see the next piece that I make for my capsule wardrobe, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and maybe even like the video. Maybe even leave a comment down below. Either way, I thank you so much for watching my videos today. I'll see you all next time.